From the dusty streets of Accra to the biggest stages in world football, Michael Essien's story is anything but ordinary. Behind the fame, titles, and luxury lies a path full of hardship, courageous decisions, and unwavering discipline. In 2023, a crucial question arises. How did a boy from Ghana manage to become a global icon? And what remains of the glory now that his career has ended? Michael Essien was born on December 3, 1982, in Accra, Ghana. He grew up in humble circumstances, in an environment where nothing was taken for granted. But one thing was clear from the start: football meant everything to him. After school, he would quickly eat lunch, grab a ball, and play for hours with friends on the dusty streets of his neighborhood. That's where not only his passion, but also a dream bigger than his reality was born. Even as a child, Essien stood out. He combined strength, technique, and game intelligence in a way that was rare even among his peers. Despite lacking resources, he didn't get discouraged. On the contrary, it was precisely the difficulties that shaped his character. Discipline, perseverance, and the firm will to make it one day accompanied him from his earliest youth. His football career officially began at Liberty Professionals in Ghana. His talent didn't go unnoticed there for long. European scouts became aware of him, and at just 18 years old, Essien made a life-changing decision. In 1999, he left his home country and moved to the French club Bastia. It was a bold step, away from family, culture, and security. New challenges awaited him in Europe. A different pace, a different style, immense competitive pressure. But Essien adapted. His endurance, his precise passes, and his uncompromising defensive style quickly made him stand out. This first stage in Europe laid the foundation for everything that was to follow. Open question for engagement. Was this early move to Europe the decisive moment that changed Michael Essien's entire life? After his time at Bastia, it was clear that Michael Essien wouldn't stay on that stage for long. In 2003, he moved to Olympique Lyon, precisely when the club dominated French football. For Essien, it wasn't just an easy step up, but a leap into the spotlight where every performance counted and every mistake became visible. In Lyon, his game exploded. Essien wasn't just another midfielder. He became the engine of the team. With tireless running, uncompromising tackles, and precise passes, he dictated the pace of games. He was the player who closed gaps when others hesitated and took responsibility when the pressure was greatest. It was here that his reputation as the Bison, a seemingly unstoppable player, was born. Europe started paying close attention, and in 2005, the call came that changed everything. Chelsea signed Essien for what was then an exceptionally high transfer fee. Expectations were enormous, and so was the pressure. But Essien didn't need a long adjustment period. He immediately made an impact in the Premier League. He became an integral part of a team that collected titles, winning championships, cups, and finally reaching the pinnacle of European club football with the triumph in the Champions League. Later, Essien also wore the jerseys of Real Madrid and AC Milan. Even there, where stars are commonplace, he stood out for his professionalism, adaptability, and experience. In parallel, he represented Ghana in major tournaments, played in Africa Cups and 2 World Cups, becoming a symbol of national pride. The boy from the streets of Accra had become a player who thrived on Europe's biggest stages, not through glamour, but through hard work, discipline, and mental strength. Open question for audience engagement. Was Chelsea's signing the peak of his career, or was it merely proof of how far his character had taken him? After the end of his active career, Michael Essien did not disappear from the world of football. On the contrary, he remained present, just in a different role. His daily life changed, but the discipline that had carried him to the top for years remained. Essien continues to start his days early, stays fit with light training sessions, and consciously pays attention to his health. For him, physical and mental stability is not a relic of the past, but a way of life. A strong anchor in his life is family. Essien is a dedicated father and husband who consciously spends time with his children. Weekends often belong to family, shared activities, and moments away from the spotlight. He places great importance on instilling in his children the values that shaped him: discipline, modesty, and perseverance. These are precisely the qualities that once paved his way out of humble beginnings. At the same time, Essien remains closely connected to football. He follows current developments, participates in events, advises young players, and occasionally appears as an expert or mentor. For him, it's less about attention and more about passing on experience. He knows how quickly fame can come and how important it is to be prepared when it arrives. Despite a life between Ghana and Europe, Essien is known for his down-to-earth nature. He seeks contact with fans, remains approachable, and never loses touch with his roots. Success, as his lifestyle shows, doesn't have to lead to distance. It can also mean responsibility. Open question for audience engagement. Is precisely this balance between success and modesty the reason why Michael Essien enjoys so much respect even after his career? In 2023, Michael Essien's net worth is estimated at around $30 million US. This figure represents not only athletic success, but also a career that was consistently planned and disciplined. During his active years with top clubs like Chelsea, Real Madrid, and AC Milan, Essien was among the highest-paid midfielders of his time. At Chelsea alone, he reportedly earned more than $6 million annually. However, his financial success wasn't limited to salaries. Performance bonuses, international competitions, and endorsement deals with well-known brands significantly increased his income. Unlike many professionals who struggle with financial problems after their careers, Essien pursued a thoughtful approach from the outset. He strategically invested a large portion of his earnings, primarily in real estate, long-term projects, and business ventures that promise stability. A significant portion of his wealth, however, doesn't go into luxury, but into responsibility. Essien supports numerous social projects in Ghana, particularly in youth development, education, sports, and healthcare. For him, wealth is not an end in itself. Success means giving back and creating opportunities where none existed before. His financial story shows that his greatest gain is not money itself, but the ability to use it wisely. Essien has turned his name into a brand that endures even after his career, whether through involvement in football, public appearances, or advisory roles. Open question for audience engagement. Is it precisely this conscious handling of money that sets Michael Essien apart from many other stars? Michael Essien's success is clearly reflected in his lifestyle, especially in his passion for exclusive cars and high-end real estate. Over the years, he has built up a select vehicle collection. Models like the Range Rover represent comfort and versatility, the Mercedes-Benz G-Class for character and presence, complemented by high-performance vehicles such as the Porsche Cayenne and the Bentley Continental GT, which combine luxury with dynamism. For Essien, however, these cars are more than mere status symbols. They embody the fruits of years of hard work and his demand for quality. At the same time, he appreciates comfortable sedans that offer him peace and style when traveling to family, charity events, or football appointments. His real estate portfolio is equally impressive. In Accra, Essien owns a spacious villa that combines modern design with traditional Ghanaian elements. Expansive living areas, meticulously maintained gardens, a private gym, and a pool make the property a retreat away from the public eye. Additionally, he invested in properties in Europe, which offer him proximity to international projects, as well as privacy and long-term security. Open question. Is this luxurious lifestyle the deserved reward for years of sacrifice, or rather a sign of Essien's smart approach to success? Michael Essien's true influence extends far beyond titles, trophies, and wealth. For many young people in Ghana and beyond, he is proof that origin is not a predetermined fate. His journey from the dusty streets of Accra to Europe's biggest stages stands for discipline, sacrifice, and an unwavering belief in himself. Essien became a role model because he showed that talent alone isn't enough. It's hard work, mental strength, and character that make the difference. Precisely this consistency makes his story so powerful. It motivates one to keep going, even when circumstances are against you. At the same time, Essien gives back. By supporting youth programs and educational initiatives, he creates real opportunities for children growing up in similar conditions to what he once experienced. His legacy lives on not just in memories of great games, but in the dreams of the next generation. Open question. In the end, is Michael Essien more than just a former star, but rather a symbol of what's possible if you never give up? From the streets of Accra to the top of the world, Michael Essien has shown what's possible with passion, discipline, and character. His life in 2023 represents success with responsibility and a legacy that extends far beyond football. If you like this story, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any more inspiring stories.